taking a look at the grid for the Hungarian Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton claimed pole position from Sebastian Vettel after a much more controlled qualifying session compared to last week. With Hamilton and Vettel on the front row, Nico Rosberg once again finding himself making do with third place, proving that he is still struggling to beat his teammate in qualifying this season. Next up is Ricciardo, who put in a very impressive lap to claim 4th place, with other impressive performances from both Toro Rossos, seeing Verstappen in 5th and Sainz in 6th. The two Lotuses continue to improve their qualifying form by getting both cars on the 4th row today. Maldonado took 7th, with Grosjean in 8th. The Williams pairing were finally separated this season, with only Bottas able to make it into Q3 and only managing a poor 9th, with the lone Force India in Perez to round out the top 10. Can Ferrari do anything to stop the poleman Hamilton, and can Toro Rosso and Lotus continue to retain their top 10 positions? Next up, it's the Hungarian Grand Prix.
What's going on, guys? Aarava here. Welcome back to my F1 Ultra Mod career mode. We're back with episode number 11 today for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Now, obviously, last time out, we had a very torrid time in Germany. If you haven't seen that episode yet, then do go check that out. It was uploaded last week. But yeah, very torrid time. We need to push that behind us, much like we did at Silverstone. We just need to mentally get away from that, and we need to do the business here in Hungary today. We have lost the lead of the championship, so this is the race where we're going to get it back. I am determined to get it back this race. It's going to be a long old race here at Hungary, a lot of laps, a lot of tyre wear going on, as you can see on the strategy. We're no more talking. We're just going to get straight into it, straight to the grid for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Let's freaking do this thing. Right, here we are, lads. Usual P20 here, an Ultra Mod for the Hungarian Grand Prix. We've got 70 laps ahead of us. It's a long, long Grand Prix, but I'm determined to get up there and try and fight the Mercedes. We are off from P20 as usual. We're heading down to that turn 1. Very long run to turn 1. We have to see where we can go from here. I'm thinking maybe the left-hand side as we just try and navigate around that Manor of Stevens there and also Rossi down to turn 1. Very, very aggressive into turn 1. Already up to P14, P13 indeed. Alonso going very slowly on the left-hand side. I wonder if we can try and take him, and Massa up ahead fighting Perez. We might have a go here around the outside. We're going wheel to wheel with Massa as Grosjean does the same thing to Perez there, and now Massa's going to give me a good old fight. Perez goes slowly there and allows Massa to get back past. He's sort of parked on the apex. I had to hold back there, so we've lost that position to the Williams. We're down to 11th place. That's still a gain there over Perez, and we're already 1 place behind points, and it's already like middle way through lap 1. And now on the end of middle of lap 2, I should say, we're down the inside of Massa, going side by side through the chicane. Lovely action here, straight away for the Hungarian Grand Prix. We're right round the outside, and we're up into 10th place, and it's already lap 2. Literally on it like a car bonnet. We are really, really pumped for this one. I was so in the zone for Hungary. I was very, very annoyed with what happened in Germany. I actually recorded this pretty much straight after that German Grand Prix, if you wanted to know, so I was pretty pissed off as well at the same time. So I was taking in no prisoners here at the beginning of the Hungarian Grand Prix. We go down the inside. We tried to go down the inside of Grosjean, to say that didn't quite work. He actually did us in the braking zone, so we're now right behind him, but he goes a little bit slower on the right-hander. Can we go side by side? Can we hang it around the outside? Who's got the bigger balls? Looks like we do. We hang around the outside, lock up a little bit, lose the car on the exit, but we just managed to catch it for 9th place. So that time it was pretty much a dare game of who was going to kind of back out first, and Grosjean definitely did so. Quite a long way even before the corner came. So now on lap 4, we're right behind Jenson Button, who's doing quite well, you must say, to be up here in 8th place in the McLaren Honda, having a little bit of a moment there off the final corner. That I think that's going to be an issue for us all race long, just getting the traction off that final corner here in the Ferrari. But now we're trying to overtake Button with DRS, but he actually completely, you know, he was completely fine because he had DRS with Nasr. But then on the exit of turn 1, though, he hasn't done so well. That McLaren obviously showing its lack of downforce on the exit of the corner. We're going side by side with Jensen, wheel to wheel. Can we try and hang him out to dry here? We do so. We squeeze him out on the left-hander, on the right-hand side there, I should say. And we hung him out to complete to dry. You can see I moved my car completely right. Probably quite harsh, but as I said, I'm taking no prisoners today at the beginning of this Grand Prix. And even though he's my fellow countryman, I kind of, you know, he's my favourite driver in real life, I would have liked to give him a bit more room. We just had to do what we had to do and squeeze him right out. And again, on lap 5, we're right back on the inside of Nasr, and we do the exact same thing we did to Button. Hang him out to dry, squeeze him on the exit of the apex, and that is a place done. We're up into 7th place now, so we are really rocking at the moment. We're not actually setting too many blistering lap times, actually. 1:21 so far is the fastest lap time for the Mercedes, and we're a few seconds off that, actually. So we're going to have to actually get some clean air to actually see what the pace will be like against the Mercedes, but all the while they're just pulling away right now. So that's why I'm going so hammer time right now on these guys, trying to overtake them, because we need to get in clean air. Because look at that, Hamilton setting another fast lap of the Grand Prix. All while this is happening, all while we're making overtakes, the Mercs are just stomping away at the moment, like they sort of do in real life. So we made a very bold move down the inside into the first turn on Carlos Sainz. Is it going to work out? We lost the rear end a little bit. He goes wheel to wheel with us again. A lot of wheel to wheel action today at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Can we go round the outside? Doesn't look like he's going to hang it on the inside, but again, still going side by side. Can we hang it on this right hander? We're touching tyres a little bit. We've got Nasr as well behind us to worry about. We tried to make a little bit of a move on the left hander, but Sainz was budging no end there. But we've made it around the outside for 6th place, and Nasr actually cheekily follows us through there for 7th place. So we tried to make the move on the left-hand side. That's why I kind of hit Sainz's rear tyre. I tried to move to the left, but it didn't really work. But saying that, we've actually lost the car a little bit into the chicane. We've locked up quite badly. Sainz has got the position right back, so we're going to have to try and re-overtake him there. And that was pretty much like a Lewis Hamilton from the real-life Grand Prix at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Just got it a little bit wrong in the braking zone. You saw I went a little bit wide there off onto the grass before the braking zone. Locked up a little bit, but no harm done. On lap 8 with DRS this time, this shouldn't be much of an issue. Bish, bash, bosh, done. Overtaken with DRS, back into the racing line, into the first turn, hit the apex, and we're up into 6th place. So now, can we get the young Max Verstappen? You guys know, in co-op, I've had a bit of an issue with him. He needs to learn a bit of chill on 2015, but I don't think we'll have an issue on this game. We open the DRS, set a purple lap time there while we do it, and we go down the inside of Max. He gives us a little bit of a push there in the braking zone, but we squeeze him out, hanging out to dry, and there we go. 5th place, fastest lap, and we've overtaken another car. So trio of goodness right there on lap 9. But now we've got a huge gap to Ricciardo. You can see in the mini-map there's a huge gap to him, so we're going to have to push quite hard to try and catch him. And unfortunately, actually, we couldn't actually catch him before we had to make our pit stop. So the pit stop comes first, lap 13. You can see on the mini-map as well, Ricciardo is also coming in, and I believe it's Sebastian Vettel, my teammate, ahead of him, who's staying out there. Had a bit of an issue coming to the pit lane there. You can see went wide on the grass, and I basically couldn't turn the car anymore. So I think pretty much my tyres were completely dead, kaput at that point. So we're into the pits now for another set of option tyres. We're going to another set of options also after this stop. But unfortunately there we got held up by the Taurus a little bit, so that will hinder us a little bit at getting any sort of undercut on our teammate Vettel. Obviously Ricciardo just pit with us, so he's going to try and get that undercut on Vettel as well. He was behind Sebastian, so he is hoping we can both at least get an undercut or some sort of gain, although I'll have lost a little bit there on lap 14, so we'll have to see. Hopefully it's just going to be P5 at least, and it is definitely P5. Here we go on lap 16, P5. Ricciardo still in P4 there, Vettel 3rd place, Rosberg at the moment leading the way from Hamilton in 2nd place. So right now, it's not a great scenario right now. They've got quite a big gap. We're going to have to hopefully clear Ricciardo and Vettel quite fast so we can get a lot of clean air, because I feel... Oh, no. Oh, damn. Ricciardo's out of the Grand Prix. He's got an engine failure. That has been a long while since I've seen an AI car have an engine failure like that. That was absolutely awesome. There was smoke and everything coming out of Ricciardo's car, and that has worked out in our favour beautifully. So we're up into P4 now, and so now we can concentrate on trying to clear our teammate, and as I was saying, and then we can try and catch the Mercedes, who are quite some way ahead of us. We're like literally centuries away at this point in Grand Prix terms, so we're going to have to really try and clear Sebastian. A few laps later, 2 laps later, we're right behind Sebastian now. He's going quite slowly. I believe he's on the options, I think. If he's on the primes, then that might explain it. If he's on the options, then I don't really know why he's been going a little bit slower. Maybe he's trying to save some fuel, because I've kind of been ignoring fuel for now, to be honest. I think we're minus fuel at the moment, so going to have to try and watch out for that later on the Grand Prix, but we'll let future me worry about that right now. Right now, lap 19, we're concentrating on overtaking this German in the other Ferrari, down the inside, DRS, slam on the brakes, roll the car through into the apex, and we're up into third place. Sebastian doesn't put up much of a fight. I think, you know, we have quite a good working relationship this season. He knows that I'm in the championship fight, and he's not really in there completely yet, and so he's going to give me a bit of an easier time, although he still would like to do well, so hopefully he can just keep with me, and maybe he, I don't know, maybe he could try and even overtake the Mercs as well. I mean, it'd be absolutely amazing if we could both try and catch them and get a 1-2, but as you can see, as I said, century gap, 24 seconds, nearly 25 seconds actually if you round up to Hamilton, so we're going to have to really push hard. We have been doing up until lap 25 now, but we're coming in for our second pit stop for another set of option tyres. We did really push hard though, because we got a 15-second gap to Vettel. He really dropped off in pace as well, so that was sort of why also that gap's so huge. But we really did push all we had out of these tyres to try and catch up this gap. But at the moment, I saw there in the top left it said 21 seconds, so we didn't gain too much, but I'm hoping that's just the offset from my pit stop, otherwise that might be quite costly, so we'll have to see about that. 5 laps later on, lap 32, let's see where Hamilton is. I think that might be him down into turn 1. We've got a Williams here coming out of the pits, Bottas being lapped here, so that's quite embarrassing for the Williams car, and Bottas, what on earth is he doing? Bottas, you absolute pillar, get out of the freaking way. Bottas going wheel to wheel with us. We're going to have to go down the inside. He's got blue flag, so I don't know what on earth he was doing there. Sort of hindered us, and he sort of hindered us getting closer to Hamilton, because I believe in the distance that is definitely Lewis Hamilton. We'll check on the little race director. We can see both Mercedes on the prime tyres. My teammate behind him an option, so that is very good. That means we're going to have really good pace against the Mercs to try and catch them up, and that is exactly what happened. Lap 33, we've caught up to Lewis Hamilton. A lap later, he's been going very slowly on these prime tyres. You saw we were pretty close to him anyway on lap 32, so it was only a matter of like a second more to gain till we got to this position, and now we've got DRS, but he's quite some way away. He's in a Mercedes car. You know, the Ferrari has improved this season, but it's still not as good as a Mercedes in a straight line, so he's managed to keep ahead of us on the main straight. Can we maybe get some DRS on this second straight, second bite of the cherry here in Hungary? Can we try and close up on one Lewis Hamilton and try and get second place, and then we can worry about his teammate, my main championship rival, Nico Rosberg. So can we catch up? We've got a back marker here that might help us out a little bit, hopefully, but here we go. We're actually closing in already. The back marker maybe hinders Hamilton a little bit into that corner. We go through the left-hander, getting a lot on him, and he's on the prime tyres, remember, so the grip levels, the net grip levels are in my favour at the moment. We go a little bit wide in dirty air though, so that can be something I have to worry about, so we're going to just hang it through here. Gonna have to look. Can we make a move somewhere here? I have a feeling maybe Hamilton might trip up. We're getting on him a lot here, but look at that. He just stamps on the brake in the middle of the apex. Very clever from Hamilton. He goes a little bit slower just on the apex where I'm trying to go faster than him, and he just really makes it awkward for me. So we're going to have to hang in there. Lap 36 now, on the end of lap 36. Can we get DRS? We've got Maldonado also for company, who's going to hold up Hamilton a little bit, but at the same time also give him DRS. So can we try and make this move on Hamilton? It's going to be a close one here. We can try and make it into turn 1. We're right up his gearbox. Can we move out to the inside? Dive down the inside. We're going to go wheel to wheel to Hamilton. Can we squeeze him out on the exit? We don't even have to. He goes a little bit slower. And we have got Lewis Hamilton for second place in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Also moved down the inside. And that was very, well, patient. I had to wait a lot of time, actually. You know, I cut, obviously, some things out in the edit, but I was pretty much behind him the entire lap from lap 36 to lap 37 and even the previous lap. So there was a lot of waiting around. And on lap 37 now, we have got a safety car deployed, so I didn't even have that in my plans. I did not factor that in, so that's actually going to help us a lot here, because I was going to pit anyway in about, you know, a few laps time. So now we can go straight onto the prime tyres. Remember, it's not rained here at this Grand Prix, so we have to go onto the prime tyres at some point. It's going to be this one. We're going to the prime tyres. We're going to save some tyre wear. We're going to effectively get a free pit stop here, because that's how the safety car works, because we're actually really close to the pit lane here. So this is going to work out really in our favour. Get a free pit stop, because obviously we're going to make the pit stop, we're going to lose some time, but then everything's just going to bunch up again because of the safety car. So this safety car didn't really factor into any of my calculations of trying and overtake Rosberg then, but this just might be a ticket to a really, really good chance to get a win there. You know, it would have been touch and go. We could catch Rosberg without the safety car, but now, oh, we're definitely in the money. Definitely in the money. We're in third place at the moment. Vettel in fourth. I'm not sure if Hamilton will pit yet, so we'll either be in third or second, but we'll be on fresh tyres either way. So if Hamilton doesn't pit, which he hasn't by lap 39, we are in the money here. We're in the golden seat. Rosberg and Hamilton both haven't pit. They're just, I don't know what the Mercedes strategists are on right now. I think they must be on some sort of crack to not pit their drivers. We're on fresh prime tyres, they're on old prime tyres, so really we are in the hot seat. If we don't try and challenge for this win, we have mucked this up horribly, completely. So we've got a whole lot of host of lap cars here on the right hand side. Thankfully they got completely out of the way, up from lean mix to rich mix. We're going to push on and try and catch Hamilton and Rosberg, who are right there just ahead of those two Williams cars. We locked up quite horribly into turn one there, actually. Quite cold tyres after the safety car restart, as you can imagine. But we've also got to do some fuel saving, as my team radio is going to remind me.
Marginal. We'll have to go very easy if we want to make enough of a saving to get to the end with any certainty.
Yeah, so we're going to have to do some fuel saving at some point in this Grand Prix. I think probably when we catch up to the Mercedes, you know, when we do, I don't think it's going to be a fact of if. When we do catch up to the Mercedes, I think that's when I will chuck on the lean mix, just when I'm behind them in dirty air, just try and save some fuel then. So we're on to lap 41. We've closed up on Hamilton, who's struggling with his prime tyres. As I just said, lean mix straight away. We're going to be into this next section, which is a tight, twisty section like the Monaco without barriers, they say. So definitely time to put on the lean mix to try and, you know, just save some fuel while we're in the dirty air. It's quite unlikely we'll make a move into one of these corners on a Mercedes car, let alone, you know, Hamilton. So it's going to be, you know, just the right time for us to be in lean, basically. Very, very, you know, strategic fuel saving. And at the same time, Hamilton exactly does the same thing he did to me previously in the Grand Prix. Parks it on the apex to try and stop me overtaking around the outside of some of these corners, but it's only a matter of the time. We're getting so close to him. Can we make a move down the inside here? We go down the inside, side by side. Hamilton with poor traction. His tyres are completely gone, I must imagine, because he's been on them for a long, long freaking time, and we're up into second place. Easy peasy now. And now it's all about one German left. Nico Rosberg, the leader in the championship at the moment. Live stats, he's leading at the moment, even with if it finished like this. So he was leading before the Grand Prix, so we have to try and overtake him if we want to try and get back ahead in the championship. We're closing up on him slowly. We're on lap 44. We're finishing on lap 70. We've got some laps left for this Grand Prix. We are going to have to make one more pit stop. I'm going to guess it's going to be for the option tyres. Rosberg will have to make another pit stop. So this is all going to be about when we make it versus him, and if we can really close him down in that final stint, because eventually he will be ahead of us again, even if we do overtake him now, even though we've got really good pace. So that's going to be something we have to watch. Later on in lap 44, this is the blessed lap. Hashtag blessed. Hashtag lap 44. We're here. Can we try and overtake Rosberg in the end of this lap? Let's see. We're really getting on him. Remember, he's on really, really old tyres, so we're getting on him so much in these braking zones. I wonder, is he going to go into the pits right now? I have a feeling he might do, and yes, he does. Straight into the pits. So that is Rosberg's one and only pit stop left, I think. Maybe. I'm not too sure. It depends. If he goes on the prime tyres, that's it. That's his race over. He's going to go to the end. But if he goes on the option tyres, that's going to be a bit tricky, because he might pit again. So that's going to be the question we have to ask today. But on lap 56 now, we have got only a few laps left for the Grand Prix, 14 to be exact, and we're going to come in for our stop for the option tyres. 14 laps to the end. This is the right time to come in, I feel. We've been pushing really hard on the prime tyres. We're in first at the moment. We are going to go down to second momentarily. But it's all going to be about if Rosberg pits again, or if we're just going to push as hard as we can to try and catch him on these fresh option tyres. Good pit stop from the Ferrari lads. Now, let's see. Rosberg is already into first. We're going to have to see. Either he's going to pit and we're going to get into first place, through a strategic gain like that, or we're going to have to be pushing so hard right now. 13 laps left to catch him on the track. Let's see what's going to happen. Rossi, please get out of the way, man, in the Manor car. Gets out of the way, thankfully. Hamilton is in second, a few seconds back. I think he just pit this lap as well. Vettel at the moment, I think he's in third, but I have a sneaking feeling he might have crashed out, but we'll have to check that afterwards, after the race. But for now, it's all about concentrating on Rosberg. We're going to have to put our head down, use the fresh tyres, it is go time. It is time to really push as hard as we have ever in this season if we really want this second win of our season here in the Ferrari. It's go time. It's time to push like no hell. Let's do this. We've given this entire lap everything we have got, and I believe you'll find that is P1 for the Hungarian Grand Prix. It is done. We have got first place in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Oh, that is awesome. Absolutely awesome stuff. Our teammate Sebastian Vettel, unfortunately, was the one that caused the safety car. You can see by the results. He's actually out of the Grand Prix, but I don't give a crap. That is absolutely awesome. We've got the championship back from Rosberg, and that was a fantastic win. You know, it dragged on a lot. There was a lot of long stints of just pushing hard where nothing was really happening, and obviously you guys don't see that in the edits, but it was it was hard to keep concentration, but it was so worth it to try and get that win, and we've done it. 161 points in the championship, Rosberg 155. We've got the championship swung back in our favour now after Germany and after whatever the other race was. I can't really remember. But you know, we've got this momentum back. Mentally, this is great for us as well. Absolutely awesome, guys. If you have enjoyed that, smash that like button, guys. It's absolutely awesome. We're going to try and get 1,500 likes on this episode. Comment below what you thought. If you're around here, then do subscribe for weekly videos. That, so good, and great stuff to do right before the Belgium Grand Prix, which is one of my favourite Grand Prix here on Ultramod season. It's always a fantastic race in Ultramod, so I cannot wait for that next week, guys. I hope you guys are looking forward to that too. Let me know if you're looking forward to it too in the comments below. But yeah, I've been Aarava. Hope you enjoyed today. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.